Hello and welcome to Locker Room on VOP TV. I am Jerry Appelia and I'm thrilled to be your host for today's extravaganza. And joining me in the studio as usual is the usual suspect talking about the likes of James and of course we have Maiwa joining us virtually and we're ready to give you all the explosive action as far as football is concerned. Definitely I want to introduce you guys with me. Definitely I'll start with James. Definitely we're doing it together today, not like the trial it used to be for some days right now. And so far, so good. It's countdown to European League football, though we still manage what we have, talking about the home front, the Olympics is around the corner.
Yeah.
And I would also love us to maybe tomorrow take a look at the chances of the Super Falcons. But first of all, welcome to Locker Room.
A very good evening to you, Jerry, and also to our viewers. And beautiful evening to talk about football. Yes, the Olympics I think it starts on Thursday.
Yeah.
That's 2 days from now. And we are seeing the Super Falcons participate in the in their first Olympics in over a decade. There's been, I think the last time they were in the Olympics was about 13 years or so. So the Super Falcons will be in the Olympics. In the group of death also. They are facing the likes of Spain and Brazil. To be a difficult one, but we'll not be ruling the Falcons out. We have a coach as well. Rohr'S has been there with over time. Let's see if he can work the magic and maybe make us qualify from the group stage magically, and we go far in the competition. But it's always a good day to talk football. We are here again.
All right, we're here again, and we have Maiwa joining us virtually. And okay, we're still expecting Maiwa to be a part of the show. But while we wait on for that to happen, let's talk about our first on the agenda today. We are according to former Super Eagles coach Gernot, the team's current struggles are primarily due to the fact that the new players brought into the team are still finding it difficult to adapt and settle into their roles. Rohr attributed the team's recent poor performance to a lack of cohesion among the players, citing that the introduction of new players has not resulted in a seamless integration, causing the team to rely heavily on the familiar faces he worked with previously. He noted that many young players have joined the team but are struggling to find their footing. He's not still with the team and he's still able to identify the problems of the team. Talking about the man who understands the Super Eagles very well. If Gernot speaks about the Super Eagles, definitely we have to listen. It makes that he knows what he's saying. Definitely, he has been with the team. He was with the team for almost 8 years, if I'm correct, or 7 years or so. So he knows what he's saying and and I'm sure he's not talking about players like Tamino or Tanimo, I mean, whatever he is.
No, I think I'm going to throw he has a valid point, but if we're going by that route, we still have to consider that we have now had a consistent coach. Yes, a new set of talents are coming in. The likes of Boniface, Victor Osimhen also has been in time when we can see classify as a fresh player. Ademola Lookman, these are players that are still coming in and integrating into the new team. But we have to consider the fact that we have not had a coach, a stable coach. Pesero didn't last up to, I think Pesero was not there for over a year. And since Pesero left, since February, we have not been able to get anybody that will coach these boys, that will guide them, that will build them into what we think will be a thing in the future. Yes, there are a lot of new faces that are coming into the new team, but I think the most important one is having a coach that will be there over time. Take a look at the Spanish national team. They are the coach that led them to win this Euros that they are just concluded. There was a coach that has been with them over time. Under 7, he played all through the youth team and coached the national team. This same set of players are the players that he managed through the age grade and was able to call them up for the national team. And yes, we saw how beautiful the result was. The Spanish side played like a team like a club team. You can classify the way they played as a club team. Most teams that were in the Euros were just playing to just get the goal and defend, or get the goal, try to kill the game and move on. But the Spanish team were scoring and still looking for more. So those are like a team that had a coach that knows what his player can do, that has been coached over time. But coming back to Nigeria, we barely have a coach that is doing well in the age grade team. The age grade teams are not even doing well. Talk more of having a coach that can promote himself from the age grade team onto the national team coach. We keep on going on to look for the coaches each time. Yes, Gernot has a valid point. Yes, new set of players are coming in. But do we have a coach? That's the most important one. The NFF have refused to give us somebody that can stay there and give us results over time, that can be there for a while and build this particular team over time. You keep on eyeing short-term solution, and it's not the best. I just think it's not the best. Yes, Gernot has a point, but I think the much more serious conversation we should be having is the coaching aspect and what the NFF can do to find a permanent solution. We cannot be changing coaches every 1 year, every 6 months, every 3 months. It's not beauty football.
All right, it is what it is, and we have my wife back with us. Great to have you on Locker Room this evening. So much to talk about in the ever-exciting world of football. It's great to have you with us.
Thank you for having me. It's always amazing to be here. I came in when James was talking about the NFF not planning and just thinking about 1 or 2 year plan. There is no concrete plan in terms of how we are going to go forward. I think maybe we should go back to the days of the late 80s. Remember when they wanted to sign West Ham that time? It took West Ham about 6 years before he was able to get us to the World Cup. West Ham came in late 88, early 89. And before he had the breakthrough, we went to just 90. We were able to get to the finals, and just so that we came second. There was Senegal 92, we came third. Tunisia 94, we won the Nations Cup and were able to qualify for the World Cup. And it took West Ham about 6 years to be able to achieve, getting us to the World Cup. I think it's high time, we begin to think like that. Another typical example that is not far behind is the Southgate project with England. Yes, he might not have won anything with them, but he was able to turn around that particular team, the under-achieving England team. They were able to achieve success. So definitely we need to start thinking long term and not just this, just patch, and we end up to this particular cycle again. And this also goes to speak about the NFF needs to know what they are doing. Any coach we want to hire now should be a coach that will be able to give a 10-year plan. Let's hire a coach and give the coach a 10-year plan to be able to revolutionize our football, and that's when we'll be able to achieve anything sensible, to be honest with you.
All right, and of course, let's wait and see if that one is going to happen.
I don't think the NFF, this NFF are not after. They don't even have a plan for a year. Talk more of trying to get somebody that will come and plan the future of 10 years. This would have the interest of, let me say, these players at heart. They're after what they can get from their personal pocket and leave. Because when you look at a team that has a long-term plan, that has a plan for the team, you'll be looking at the plans they are making. They knew before we went into the AFCON that they cannot keep up with Joseph Peseiro. The pay was too much. He even agreed to take a pay cut that, okay, let me just do the job. Because I want to do the job. He ended up reducing the pay by about 20,000 or so. And he ended up collecting $50,000. He was willing to do the job, and there was a clause that if he gets to the quarterfinal, there will be an extension of his contract with the Super Eagles. We saw that panned out. We went to the AFCON. We got to the finals. A right thinking system is somebody that can lead this set of boys that nobody believed in to the finals. He deserves to be in the job for at least maybe 6 months or maybe a year. Let's see what he can achieve in 1 year. We saw how that panned out. We wasted our time going from meeting to meeting and letting him go. 2 weeks or 3 weeks to important match as the World Cup qualifiers, we brought in Finidi George. Finidi George, no clear plan of if he's going to be there for 6 months, if he's going to be there for 1 year, what's he going to be bringing to the table? The NFF, I'm not sure those discussions where they had that discussion at any point.
On the issue of Peseiro, I think one of the other issues that made it difficult to retain him was the bad economy of Nigeria.
Okay, wait, is the economy now better?
No, the thing is that when Peseiro came back for the Nations Cup, the dollar has already gone up.
Has the dollar now gone down?
The dollar is still going up.
Okay. So what is the plan of the NFF now?
The plan of the NFF,
are they getting a local coach, or they are going to get somebody that is going to pay a lot?
The dollar rate to Nigerian rate is making it difficult because by the time you want to hire a standard coach, because Nigerians are asking for a standard coach, our economy is also a factor. For instance, you are going to pay any coach you are paying $50,000. That's about 80 million naira a month. What is he going to be doing to earn 80 million naira?
What did Renard? When we from the calculation, what do you say?
253 million.
253 million naira and 80 million naira. Which one is better?
Even 80 million is too much. Still much.
No, like which one is better?
No, because if you take a look at it,
So now, what, do you think?
issue is that
Do you think anybody?
The issue is that
Do you
the
think
person
anybody
approving the money
eh,
would have said, "Let's do this thing in naira. 80 million." So what is he coaching?
But do you think
Because
anybody?
the NFF are
Do
not
you
the
think
ones who are
anybody?
paying.
Do you think anybody will come to this Super Eagles job now and take less than $50,000? To be honest,
like
if minus okay, maybe one of the local coaches.
It looks like Eric Chell is going to take something less than that.
Do you believe in that Richard's project?
Anything is still possible as far as the Super Eagles and the NFF is concerned. And then one man talking about an would I say an ex-international of the Super Eagles, talking about Solomon Kwambi. I used to remember him back in the days, and that was in 2013. And the Nigerian international has strongly endorsed Renard as the ideal candidate to take over as the next coach of the Super Eagles, urging the Nigerian Football Federation to make every effort to secure his appointment. According to Kwambe, Renard's impressive track record of qualifying teams for major tournaments, including the 2018 World Cup with Morocco and the 2019 African Cup of Nations with Ivory Coast, makes him the perfect fit for the Super Eagles job. Kwambe believes that with Renard's guidance, Nigeria can qualify for the 2026 FIFA World Cup and reclaim its status as a dominant force in African football. The call comes after Finidi Joe resigned as the Super Eagles coach following a disappointing run of results in the qualifiers against South Africa and Benin Republic. And let's look at Renard is set to step down as the coach of the French women national team after the Olympic Games, and is considered the leading contender to succeed the Ajax legend. And he has a proven track record, having led both Zambia and Cote d'Ivoire to the African Cup of Nations victories. I have checked Kwambe's profile. He plays currently with Tulsa out there in, I can't remember the country. Is it Albanian League? He plays in the Albanian League. And I don't know how much he collects weekly. If I know how much, I think I will ask him to support the NFL.
No, I think
the players, some players who earn more than that. They can contribute money.
I think it still boils down to
NFL.
negotiation. I don't think Renard and the NFF team have even sat down to have a conversation of what they can pay.
See, when a man doesn't need a job, if you want to commit him,
I know you are going.
He has to be convinced. So we give you a price, he knows that if you are able to pay that price can make him change his mind. So he's not begging for the job. So he's someone who knows his onions. You don't expect him to collect. I expect him to charge $250,000 and say, if you are ready, come to the table. Okay, when you start discussing, don't go below $150,000.
I think Renard would have been a better option than what we have at the table on the table currently. Renard with his past, what he has done in African football and what he has done on the world stages is at least better than what we have. It's not like he's a top coach also, but it's better than what we have now. Eric Chell, Stephen McLaren, and Stanfield. These are people that have not done what Renard has done. And considering the kind of person Renard has shown himself to be, a very rugged manager, I think it fits both the player and what we have as the NFF board. A man that cannot be pushed around is what Renard has pictured himself to be. So I think having such a person as Renard fits both the NFF system and both the player system we have currently. A system that is not favored, is not really in a place to favor whoever the manager is. We saw how the NFF were quick enough to throw Spinidi under the bus. Do you think such thing will happen with an Renard? I don't think so. So
this money will pack his bags and leave.
Yes, it's not that you come and be choosing players that he will call, players that will start. We know that's also one thing we have to look at, because the NFF has, I think, 70 or 80% of the players that have been called.
That is only when, for instance, the coach knows his onions, one, and two, if he's going to be allowed, because now the NFL will not allow a coach who would disobey them to be
definitely charge.
That means somebody at the that has higher authority and can bring in that kind of coach. That is when that kind of coach will come in. So as far as we are concerned, even Renard, even if he's good enough, this same NFL, because they know he's not going to listen to them, they will make sure to tell everybody He says
don't even be surprised. That maybe that money,
$500,000.
maybe that money we even had. Maybe that money we even had.
Maybe
because I wonder how somebody. Sorry, before I go to my, I wonder how somebody collects $3,000 at his current team, aims from $180,000 in the space. Oh, come on, is that not too much?
I think that would be unrealistic for him if that's the case. Maiwa, Solomon Kwambe says we should go for Renard. He currently plays with Tulsa in the Albanian league. And I was saying that he could do us a favor and maybe add some dollars to it and talk to his other teammates all over the world, Nigerians, and say, let's contribute money and get Renard. It's players do it. So anyway, if he says he wants this, put your money where your mouth is.
Well, since we are in the season of, on a lighter note, since we are in the season of taxing Nigerians at every opportunity, I think maybe they should pass a law that any Nigerian player signed abroad, they will get a particular percentage on the sign-on fee, and we'll put it towards, employing a top coach for Nigeria. However, I think Solomon Kwambe is just joking. We don't have the money to be able to hire Verena. To be honest with you, we all know what the economy is saying. The dollar is not stable to the naira. Even if you say we are paying maybe 1 billion naira now, just an example, in the next 6 months, that 1 billion naira can turn to 7 billion because we don't know, because the naira is unstable. So it doesn't make any sense if we want to hire a coach that will take that much. We don't have that kind of money. Even while the economy has not, been battered like this, we're paying per $70,000. We have to even reduce it, that they can't even afford to pay the $70,000. So Averena is not, it does not look like it. Kwambe just want to talk so that he will be in the news. I don't think Averena is a good choice for Nigeria, unless Averena will work on credit. If he work on credit, we'll be very happy to hire him. However, there's no way we can afford that amount, $180,000 every month. I don't think that's a wise expense.
Yeah, maybe Solomon Kwambe knows what we don't know. Maybe we cannot tell him.
But Maiwa, do you believe this NFF? I want to put it out now that we are even saying the thing now. Do we believe this NFF? Do we believe the Renard actually said he wants to be earning was it $180,000?
Yes.
Do you believe that?
I think somehow
yes, the
money would have been inflated so as to make sure that someone like Renard is not looked at.
Maiwa.
The thing is this, with Averena, I don't think, with the kind of poacher is did, and this is me talking from, watching people who have worked with him talk. I think he's a very straightforward person. I don't think he would want to tolerate all those things. That's number one. Number two, I don't think even the NFF themselves want Averena to succeed. They will even want to hire Averena. I think James or Jerry, you mentioned something earlier that they will not even want a coach like Averena because it's not somebody that they can control.
Yeah. Yes.
So in as much as Averena is being in the news, I think they are just saying that so that they can probably please the Nigerian fans and people listening to them to think that they are doing anything serious. To be honest with you, I don't think they will want to hire an Averena. Number three, we don't have the money. And that's just the honest truth. We really do not have the money. We don't. Even if we have the money to pay, because of the whatever pressing that is going on right now, I don't think any Nigerian government person will want to pay that much for a coach when it's a national team that we don't play regularly. I mean, in a calendar year that there's no qualifiers or anything, maybe we'll play 4 or 5 times. And is that what you want to spend $180,000 for every month when Nigeria is struggling with FX at the moment? I don't think anybody will want to do that. That would be reckless spending, to be honest with you. I don't think we have that kind of capability at the moment.
That brings to my mind, Maiwa, the House of Rep members offered to do away with 50% of their salary. And why can't we channel maybe a percentage of that to paying the coach monthly for the next 1 year?
The member that made this comment, they will not show how much their salary is.
No, for instance, if we calculate, I think we did a rough calculation of about 600,000 naira monthly, and they've agreed 6 months. They should make it 1 year. So whichever coach we are going to bring in, I don't know, and then maybe they should also add their allowances too.
Well,
when we started
the conversation,
I think that would be a worthy venture.
When we started the conversation today, we made mention of the NFF not having a long-term plan.
Yes.
So now you saying they should forfeit their, even if they want to, even if the House of Rep now wants to channel some money into the NFF whatever
Super
budget,
Eagles coach.
Super Eagles coaching whatever. Do you think it's not a short term? That's a short term solution. Let's be honest to ourselves.
And
How much do you
they are
think?
going to be there for the next 3 years. For the next 3 years, if they can do it with 50% of their wages, they'll be paying the next coach of the Super Eagles.
It's still
It's a
short term.
worthy venture.
It's still a
It's a
short
good
term
venture.
solution. I think the NFF just have to think long term. Get somebody they know they can manage for a long period. Let the person bring his own his plan. His 5-year plan, his 10 years plan. Let's have that. Then we'll know that okay, if he has something like that, then we'll know he's a serious person. If you know what he hopes to achieve in the next 5 years, in the next 10 years, very good. If you can provide that, then we should. I think that should be one of the criteria the NFF should be looking at before appointing anybody. Not just coming to give up somebody that after 6 months, 7 months will sack. I even prefer they get somebody that can give us something. Give us something in next 5-10 years, and we forfeit the AFCON or the World Cup. But we know in the future we are going to get good results. They are not getting somebody that will get us into the AFCON and the World Cup and not get us good results. So I think we should just be planning long term and stop looking at this 6 month, 1 year solution. It's not taking us anywhere.
All right, it's not taking us anywhere. Let's see how that pans out, and let's give you some more news. This time around, where Chelsea have been presented with a chance to sign either of Paris Saint-Germain's 2 strikers this summer as part of a potential deal to bring Napoli's Victor Osimhen to the club. Paris Saint-Germain and Napoli are in talks over a potential transfer of Victor Osimhen, with PSG seeking to make a big signing following Kylian Mbappe's departure. However, PSG needs to clear space and balance their finances to accommodate the cost of Osimhen's transfer. Meanwhile, Chelsea have also been linked with the Nigerian striker, but are currently unable to pursue the deal due to financial limitations. Intermediaries have approached the clubs, including Chelsea, to inform them that Paris Saint-Germain are willing to sell either Randal Colomwani or Goncalo Ramos to create space for the potential signing of Victor Osimhen. I think if Victor Osimhen is really worth it, I don't think on a good day PSG should not be struggling to dole out 130 million euros.
I think the problem is Napoli. I think from last time I followed the last news I heard about the old Victor Osimhen transfer saga is PSG are willing to pay 80 million, and also one of their players, I'm trying to remember his name, is it Kangli or something? To make it up. But Napoli, we know how difficult it is to do business. That's the
Napoli they will not release the defender. Napoli was one who asked they need a defender plus the 80 million. They now said no.
No. From what I read, PSG were willing to pay the 80 million and also, but Napoli turned that down. So normally we know how difficult it is to even do business with Napoli. If Napoli insists on that 130 million, they don't mind to wait till next year, next transfer market, to get that money out of PSG. And it would be very sad that PSG, Osimhen does not find his way out of Napoli this summer, because as things stand, Romelu Lukaku is making his way to Napoli. Where will Osimhen be playing next season? Because if he does not find a club towards the end of the transfer market, that means his playing time is actually going to be reduced. That's if we don't focus everything on Lukaku.
That is if the coach is sentimental, because if you take a look at
Antonio Conte and Romelu Lukaku, don't forget the success they have had in the past.
Yeah, they've had success in the past, but what I'm still of the opinion is that fine, he has succeeded with Lukaku. Lukaku of those years under Conte is different from Lukaku now. He has really lost that.
Don't say those years. It wasn't not 2 seasons ago or 3 seasons ago they won the title at Inter together.
That was 3 seasons. More than 3 seasons ago, if I'm correct.
Are you sure?
Yes, he has gone back to Inter, gone to Roma, spent 2 seasons. That is more than 2 seasons or 3 seasons, 4 seasons ago, if I'm correct in that one. Because that was the same season before he moved to Chelsea.
I didn't play.
So it's more than 3 seasons
okay,
already.
That's true.
Take a look at the back-to-back season. He has been given chances. He even went back to play for Mourinho at Roma. Still yet, he did not discover his form.
But
it would be dangerous to rely on.
It's still going to affect Osimhen. It's still going to affect Osimhen.
Definitely, you have sentiments.
His playing time is actually going to drop.
And
I think if Napoli are wise, I think they should cash in on Osimhen at this moment. Let's not forget when last summer when they had the opportunity to let him go, we were seeing offers of 150. It was worth 150. Now it's worth 130. If PSG are the closest to give you 80 million and also a player, I think it's a wise deal. It's a good deal. But let's just hope PSG return with another offer. But I don't think PSG will be in a hurry. They have Randa Kolomwani and they also have Ramos. Those are two center forwards that they have already in their team. So if PSG, if Napoli make the deal too difficult, I think they'll just come back and focus on what they have.
I think it would be dangerous on the part of PSG, Maiwa, not to sign a world-class striker at this moment because Kylian Mbappe has left the club side. Randa Kolomwani and Goncalo Ramos, though they are decent strikers, but they do not, would I say, exude confidence when it comes to playing big games. Randa Kolomwani sometimes is a wasteful player. Goncalo Ramos always wait for a big opportunity to show that he's a good player. He's not a player you can count on for 90 minutes, for 10-game stretch. He knows how to score beautiful, interesting goals, but you can't count on Ramos to be consistent in next 10 games. He's going to be scoring back-to-back. And for a club side like PSG, if they want to challenge, for instance, they meet Real Madrid, cancel Muani and Ramos out. But if you have Osimhen, a chance that he's going to get an opportunity and get to goals is always there. So I think PSG should not give us an excuse. If they want the man, they should go for the man.
Definitely, they really want to go for the man, but there's a little thing called FFP. FFP is kicking in Europe now. Every money, PSG, they have the money to be able to, sign an Osimhen. However, they will need to balance their book. That is where the conundrum is. But my concern with Osimhen right now is the fact that he wanted to force a move and it does not go through, then he will be stuck with an angry Antonio Conte and with a very angry Napoli board because, in the process of trying to, force a transfer, he has stopped training and that will affect his stay in that particular team. I'm just hoping for the sake of his career, is able to, they are able to get around this bottleneck. Also, I think if PSG really need him, probably maybe they should try and make a way. In as much as Napoli is not accepting and the rest of that, I think if PSG really want to allow Osimhen to come in, there's a way they can clear out some of their players and bring in a quality striker. Like we've rightly alluded, Osimhen going to PSG is not because of the Ligue 1 league. No, that as tomorrow's song will rise, they can even win that with a Kolomwani or Gonzalo Ramos. They can even win that. However, you need the kind of quality of Osimhen, to be able to, for PSG to be able to be competitive in the Champions League, and that's the reason why they need to sign an Osimhen. But Osimhen, on his own part, should go, because as it is now, it is likely that PSG might not be able to sign him if they don't rectify this, because in the next 15, 16 days the league will start, and when the league starts, a lot of players, a lot of clubs, they begin to assess what they have as against what they want to get. So I just hope that Osimhen goes back to training and continue to train in the hopes that the deal might not go through for the sake of his career.
Talking about deals, the fact that Chelsea are not even saying anything concerning a striker is even baffling. Are they trying to rely on just Jackson for the whole of next season? Because yes, Lukaku is out. Lukaku is out of it already.
They're happy with what Jackson did at the tail end.
He did. He turned up. But
they're relying on somebody Palmer too.
There's not a centre forward.
And there's also Nkuku. Let's not forget.
Oh, okay.
Nkuku is also there.
Injury prone.
Mikhailo Mudryk is also available.
Well, so, I just can't wait to see what Maresca and his boys are going to be doing next season.
James.
Yeah.
James. The thing is this. I think for Chelsea, they don't really need to spend money again. They are not even sure if they will go to Conference League. They want to go and play qualifiers for Conference League. They are not even sure if they will get in. So the kind of competition that they have at the moment, I don't think they need a whole lot of a contingency of striker. I think what they have at the moment should be enough for them to be able to do the magic. Yes, Jackson did not do well until he caught his hair last season before he started scoring the goals. Maybe they've advised him not to keep air again. Cole Palmer, is doing well. Nkuku is back from injury and just one. So to be honest with you, I think they should not sign excess players so that they don't give Enzo Maresca the kind of problem Pochettino has. Remember, till Pochettino was fired we couldn't pinpoint the first level for Pochettino. Yes, there were injury concerns and just for that. However, there were a whole lot of players that they signed that they actually did not need, and that is why they have to do some clearance to be able to balance their book and the rest of that. So I think what they have right now should be sufficient enough for them with the kind of competition they want to put. For heaven's sake, they are playing conference league. I mean, which club are they going to play in the conference league? Should they even qualify? They are not even sure of qualification. So I think what they have right now is enough so that they don't scatter the plan of Enzo Maresca with trying to make players that are coming in happy.
All right, it is what it is. Let's see how that one pounds out as far as Victor Osimhen saga continues as far as his move away from Napoli or not is concerned. All right, still more news this time away. Two major European football organizations talking about FIFA Europe and the European leagues have filed a complaint with the European Commission accusing FIFA of abusing its position and violating EU competition law. They claim that FIFA's unilateral decisions, particularly regarding the international match calendar, have harmed the economic interests of national leagues and the welfare of players. The groups argue that FIFA's dual role as regulator and competition organizer creates a conflict of interest, and that the introduction of a 32-team Club World Cup without proper consultation has caused harm. The first edition of the Espana tournament is set to take place in the US next year, forcing many top European players to participate during their usual closed season break a year before the 48-team World Cup in North America. I think these are nowhere properly thought of decisions, and these players are going to become machines. At the end of the day,
there are players that have been coming out to speak up against how congested football schedules has been over the years. I think players like Rafa Varane has also. I'm sure of Rafa Varane. He made it. Was it last year when players go in and play over 60 games in a season? That's when your team goes to as far as the finals of major competitions. You play over 60 games, and you have a space of just 1 week before reporting to your national team and playing another long run of 8-9 games. After that, you just have about 2-3 weeks before you resume for preseasons, and I think it's just too much. That's why I feel most players are getting more and more injured as the season goes. And let's not forget the amount of injury crisis we had last year in the EPL. We saw clubs like Brentford, Manchester United, Newcastle, Chelsea. Those were the major things that had injury crisis. And you can categorize these players as the fact that players play a lot of games in the calendar year. So I think FIFA that's one aspect I think FIFA should have to look into. Players playing too much games in very short period of time, and you don't give the players enough time for their body to heal. I think it's affecting these players. This injury crisis will keep on getting worse. These are players that, just imagine the Spanish national team that played over, players like Rohr'S that played over how many games in Manchester City, over 50 or 60 games last season. Going to the Euros, playing over 6 games, I think 6 or 7 games. Winning the competition, they will just have just 2 weeks or 3 weeks to rest, and they are coming back for the preseason tour and going into the full season. So I think it's something that has to be discussed, and FIFA just have to look for a way to manage such situations. It's just getting too much.
All right, Maiwa, the issues about the calendar for footballers is getting more extreme. The players will at a point in time have to play one game after the other for the whole of the year. They will have no time to rest with the way FIFA is going. It's all about the money for them. They don't care about the health of these players.
Well, Jerry, let me shock you. I think the club guys and the club owners, they are being economical with the truth. First of all, a whole lot of the club owners, they prioritize profit. I'm not trying to hold brief for FIFA, but let me tell you the reason why they are making a whole lot of noise. The reason is very simple: is because they will not make as much profit as they are emphasized in terms of the new World Club calendar that is including that they want to expand to 32 teams and the rest of that, because majority of the revenue does not come to them, and that's the reason why they are complaining. Across Europe and just so that a whole lot of European clubs, a whole lot of players across Europe, they've talked about the league calendar itself, that the matches are congested, matches are too much, especially in the EPL where it's a period you have to play 2 games in the space, you have to play 5 games in the space of 10 days or in the
That
space
was the
of 12
January,
days.
December, January period.
Yeah, and the rest of that because they want to make revenue because of the holiday period. The reason why they are complaining is because they are not getting enough share of the pie, and that's the reason why they are complaining. There is a need to take a look at this thing holistically. The club owners themselves, they have prioritized profit over the health and wealth of the players. You cannot be pointing at FIFA when you yourself you are guilty of the same offense. The club owners need to get their own. They need to get their house in order first in terms of minimizing, their search for revenue. A typical example is this unnecessary preseason that they usually go to. They travel as far as going to Asia and the rest of that, just so that they can make more revenue, while cutting short the rest time that the players would have. Just as players are supposed to rest for maybe approximately 50, 60 days and the rest of that. But because of this preseason, they want to make more money in a particular market. They want to establish themselves in a particular market. They cut short their rest period, their holiday, and they go across the Atlantic to go and play exhibition matches and the rest of that. So the club owners complaining that they want to sue FIFA, they need to get their house in order. Now coming to FIFA, to be honest with you, I think the competitions that we have already, there is no need, there's no reason to adjust what is working. The competitions that we have already is enough. Why are they expanding it? Why are they increasing it? Why are they taking more days? It doesn't make any sense. The revenue is there already. Why do you need to make more money? So I think FIFA needs to sit down and review, all these new additions that they are trying to do. The additions sometimes is unnecessary, and as they say, too many cook spoil the soup. The FIFA is already fine the way they are. There's no need expanding and just for that. I mean, it doesn't make any logical sense, to be honest with you. However, the club owners need to check themselves first before they start pointing to FIFA.
All right, I think it doesn't even make any sense expanding the Club World Cup to 32 teams. I think with where it is already, I think we are satisfied with what we've seen. They should wait for the World Cup to see multiple teams play against each other and we already have Champions League, we already have Europa League, we have Conference League. Oceania has their own league, Champions League.
Over the hour. They play like in 2 days. They register for 2 days. When you play on Saturday, I expected to play on Wednesday. After Wednesday, I played on Saturday or Sunday again. So I think it's just too much. They just have to be reviewed. And I just imagine how the Premier League is. They don't even have a break. I think in the German Bundesliga and is it the La Liga also? I'm trying to remember. Or the Serie A. I think they go for 1 week break when it comes to the December period, the December holidays. They give them about a week to rest. But in the Premier League, that's when it even becomes more congested. You play Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. Every day, every week. So I think it's standing on the players, and I think FIFA have to look at it. Like Maya rightly said, the club owners have to sit and have to consider these players also. If they can't do that, then maybe they have to increase the numbers of players that they carry for a season. That's another way to this can be well looked at. But I think the clubs are more focused on the money they are making. I know they don't care about the well-being of the players.
All right, this is what it is. Let's move to other information now, where Trent Alexander-Arnold expressed surprise at the possibility of his former Liverpool manager Jurgen Klopp taking over as England manager, giving Klopp's recent departure from Liverpool due to fatigue after almost 9 years at the helm. He has been linked to the England job following the departure of Gareth Southgate, but Alexander-Arnold believes his former boss will spend a bit more time off before returning to management. Okay, it is what it is, and definitely when the story about Klopp being touted as a possible England manager, I knew that was just pure wishful thinking on the part of the English FA. Mario Alexander that said that it would have been a surprise to see Jurgen Klopp coaching the English national team. I think for me, the English national team is not a job I believe Klopp should be looking at, even if he wants to return to management. I think club football will suit him more than returning to coach the English national team.
Well, the thing is this. I think if Klopp wants to go for country, I think he can do that. And the simple reason is this. he has won all he has to win in terms of club football. He has won, the Champions League and the rest of that. He has stated success in club football, and to be honest with you, in as much as there's pressure coming in from you coaching the country, I think coaching the country gives you much more time and gives you much more time to relax. To be honest with you, I mean, when there is no competition or when there is no matches, you tend to rest, you tend to fly around and watch matches and relax. Not like a club that every week you play on a Saturday, on Tuesday you're supposed to produce results. The following Saturday you're supposed to produce result again. You're constantly watching somebody chasing you from the back and the rest of that, and that puts you under a whole lot of pressure. However, like you rightly said, Jerry, one of the reasons why he quit Liverpool was because he wanted to take time for himself, and he just quitted about 3 or 4 months ago. So I mean, it would be very weird if he comes up and say he wants to take up the England job. I think he's going to take a sabbatical for about a year or two before he comes back to coaching. But I think with the kind of quality he has and the kind of less pressure that you experience with the country, I think coaching the country will be a good one for him. I mean, the pressure is not as much as what you experience while coaching, one of the top clubs in Europe.
I would love him to coach the Three Lions, the England side.
The controversy around the Three Lions. The Three Lions' job is more as controversial as coaching the Super Eagles.
That's true. We know we have seen in the past where the likes of Sam Allardyce. I can't remember how long he lasted in the job. Was he
coach one game?
He didn't get coach one game. We saw how he left. But having a coach like Jurgen Klopp, what he has done in his career, he's a serial winner. You can categorize Klopp as a serial winner. I think that's what this particular set of boys need. The experience he has accumulated over time will come in play when it comes to coaching this particular set of talents the English side have. But considering the fact that he just left the job up to 3 months ago and he's trying to take a break from football, I think it's rather be too early for him to come back. And we have heard reports of where the English side are planning on getting a short-term coach until when Guardiola will be available after leaving City. But it's still rumored though. But let's just see who the Three Lions end up getting at the end of their search. But I'll be happy if they can come to a conclusion with Jurgen Klopp.
James.
Yeah.
James.
Yeah.
So I wanted to ask something, and I'm asking everybody in the studio. Do you think with the kind of what we have seen Guardiola do with Man City, do you think he can do that with the English national team? Remember, this is not a place where you can sign players that doesn't work for you. Do you think he'll be able to succeed as a national team coach based on what he has been able to do with Man City?
This particular English team has a lot of talent. When you compare the talent they have individually as a player with what they have done in their club side, I think a good coach will be able to mix them up together and they will get the good results. I think a coach like Guardiola can manage this particular English team. They have. I don't think there's any position they have that is lacking. They have at least good players in every position. So Guardiola can work his way. I think it's a team that he can work his magic on. No, when it's a team that is like maybe they have a good forward and don't have a good midfield, I'll have said okay, Guardiola will have struggled. But when you look at this particular English talent they have currently, I think every position they have at least one top player that can start in almost every team in the world. So I think Guardiola can do this, that can work with this particular English players.
All right, that's what's of my work. But when it comes to coaching, I always feel until you prove yourself before you say that this team is good enough. Because one thing, the way a coach will manage one team is different from another coach philosophy. And for Guardiola, what has always worked for him is the fact that he's been able to buy players from different parts of the world.
True.
And make them achieve his aim.
And he does not believe in English players, so let's not forget that.
Yeah.
If we think,
Foden is one of those.
If you take a look, if you took a look at his career all through, I think he barely uses English player. Foden is just one of the lucky ones. He got Grealish, and Grealish.
He had no choice. The quota system forced him to at least.
And Grealish is someone that has not lived up to expectations to go to City. Now he had to get Doku to cover up for him. So I think that might be an issue also. But let's just see. I just feel, like I said, it's still a rumor. The English FA know what they are doing. They might get somebody that is good enough and can give them the results.
All right, they are not like the NFL. They know what they want and they are going after it, not minding whether the exchange rates or so on and so forth. That happens when you have a structure, when you have a country that the economy is doing well. You will not be worried about how much you're going to pay the coach.
How much Guardiola wants to pay.
In pound sterling, that's how much is he going to take?
How much did Guardiola say he wants to pay that
the English FA will not be able to pay? So that is it. Okay, before we go, Pep Guardiola believes that Rodrigo's outstanding performances for Spain at Euro 2024 and his crucial role in Manchester City's fourth consecutive Premier League title win have cemented his case as a strong contender for the Ballon d'Or award. Pep Guardiola praises Rodri's exceptional displays at Euro 2024, which earned him the Player of the Tournament award, and believes they have solidified his chances of winning the Ballon d'Or later this year. Coach will always speak for his player, and it's quite understandable.
But looking at the record of Rodri, he also had an incredible year. We cannot take that from him. Well, I think it's still a close one. Between him and Vinicius. Bellingham is obviously out of the conversation for me. Giving Bellingham the Ballon d'Or will actually piss me off. So I think Vinicius and Rodri and maybe Carvajal, those are the players that should be in the front run for the Ballon d'Or. But let's just see. It boils down to voting. Let's see what the system brings at the end of the day.
All right, Maiwa, are you with Guardiola or against?
Well, I'll be with Guardiola on this one because my wife is a huge Man City fan. So
Except
I
you
mean,
don't want to eat this
if
night.
Rodri wins it, she'll be very happy. I mean, she's one of those that has been touting Rodri to win the Ballon d'Or. I mean, even though she didn't want Spain to win, but I mean, because of Rodri, she was hoping that Spain would do something spectacular in the Euros. So I mean, definitely, I think Rodri should be in the conversation. And for me personally, I think Rodri has an edge over Vinicius. Vinicius was dumped out of, the Copa America. Yes, he won the league and the Champions League. The league, everybody expected Real Madrid to win. I mean, because the competition dropped off on the road, and as much as 4 or 5 games, they've already concluded the league. Rodri was part of the Man City team that dragged the league till the last day with Arsenal, which was very difficult. And also, he was part of the guys that that won the Euros with Spain with a 17-year-old mixed with experienced Spain, and he was able to do it. So, I mean, for me, I think Rodri takes the edge, and I would not be surprised if at the end of the day he wins. To be honest with you.
All right, you're on the part of Rodri. This man says Rodri, but the voting system will tell. But it looks like Vinicius all the way, but anything can happen. When it comes to betting against a Real Madrid player, when it comes to Ballon d'Or, Madrid or Barcelona players,
I think what will set the difference at the long run now is how they start this season. How both players, Rodri, what he does at Man City, and Vinicius, what he does at Real Madrid. I think that will just be the
I think it will be easy for him because they brought Mbappe to make things easy for him. There's Hendrick to make things easy for him. So he will just be enjoying himself from the wings. And all he just needs to do, create half passes and assist.
And Mbappe will be there to convert. And Mbappe will be there to convert those.
Rodri will be struggling with those small boys in the midfield in the Premier League. He will still struggle with Chelsea.
Their first match against Chelsea.
Rodri's like he's tired. Fatigue has come in. I don't think he's the one. So I think Vinicius stands a good chance going into the season if you want to look at it from that perspective. Well, time definitely they say will tell, and that's where the cookies crumbled on Locker Room this evening. It's been a pleasure having you, Maiwa, on the show with us. It's always a very interesting time each time you join us.
Thank you so much. It's always amazing to be here. Signing out outside football, and this goes to our government. Yeah, it doesn't need to get to the point of people protesting before they start, taking austerity measures. Let their actions speak that they care about Nigerians. Thank you for having me, Jerry.
All right, you say actions speak more than words. Okay, James, it's been a pleasure having you as well.
Yeah, it's been nice. It's been nice being here, and we have to talk about Aston Villa, what they are doing. Yes, what Maiwa spoke about is even much more serious, but Aston Villa are also doing very, very well in the transfer market with what Unai Emery and the boys are doing. Let's see, enough backup for them going into the new season. Let's see what they can do next season, though. All
right, big thanks to the guys behind the scenes, talking about the likes of Shegun, Samuel, Paul, and of course, Ike Chukwu. My name is Jerry Apelahai, saying stay safe and have a great one.